Okay, the recording has started. Take it away, sir.
Okay. Let me just knock this down. All right. Well, good morning and good afternoon to those who may be joining us from different time zones. My name is Milt Houston, Principal Consultant with CA, and I'm part of the mainframe business unit. I support Application Lifecycle Conductor, Harvest, anything else that may be pertinent to that mainframe BU in terms of integration across the board. Today, we're going to talk about the reporting capability within Harvest itself, which is now the BIRT open source reporting tool. Business Intelligence Reporting Technology, I believe, is the proper an acronym. And that's been with Harvest since, I want to say our 12.103. And, you know, it just continues to get better, really. So what I'm going to do today is run through a short presentation, actually fairly detailed, though, on, you know, the BIRT reporting within Harvest and the different capabilities. And then we're going to shift to the actual, my own VMware image and go through how to create some of those custom reports. We'll look at the custom reporting PDF that's got some SQL in it that you can just pull right out of there. And then we'll open it up for questions. So without further ado, if you have any questions, please feel free to cut in any time. I don't think there's too many folks on this one today, but we are recording it for distribution later on. All right. If I can just advance the slides here, I'll be in good shape. Okay. Let's move this straight. There we go. Okay, an intro, access to menus and navigation, dashboard configurations. Like I was saying, sample reports. We'll look at how to configure some of those custom dashboards, sample custom reports, and the broker reports. So for those project dashboard reports within BIRT, your access levels carry through into the reporting. So as long as you've got user access to the project, you'll be able to execute and generate those project dashboard reports. Same thing, custom dashboards. If you have access at the project level, you'll be able to generate those custom dashboard reports, okay? For the broker level, you do need CM administrator privileges, which makes sense, and for the project level custom reports as well. I'm reading from the slide here pretty much. For broker dashboard report, you know, that user with administrator privileges can generate those reports. It's easy navigation, just right-click, pick up reports, either one of the out-of-the-box canned reports, or you can go to that reporting view for the custom dashboards. So here, to get to that custom reports menu, if you will, and I found this very helpful. BIRT, you know, provides a complete administrative GUI, you know, report designer, which is not something we're putting in with Harvest, but you could pull it in and get much more detail on your reporting activities. But what we've done is really simplified this down to the Harvest context using the report viewer here. So next page. So how to configure those project dashboard reports. These are the out-of-the-box listings that we have. That previous screen, if I can go back to that, that was how to get to the configure the report viewer, if you will, to configure the custom reports. And just a little bit on, you know, what's in the out-of-the-box reporting. You got a package count across the stage for a selected project. You've got item version distribution, a user modified items chart, peer review, if you're using the peer review process. And if you're doing a fair amount of parallel development, any at all for that matter, you can get this origination repositories information. So that's something that you have to be doing that to, get the report, obviously. And a little bit more here, versions from other projects. That's another one where if I merged in code from a related project, I would see, where those versions came from. There's a change activity graph and also show logged in user information, okay? Information about those users that are logged into that current session in Harvest. And this is just what they look like, the out-of-the-box report. Now, there's quite a bit of data here for this particular report. Mine wouldn't look quite as pretty, but that's the distribution by state report. Versions, items and versions by state. So how many items are in each state, what's modified, total versions, total items, modified or added items. User modified items report, so, how many modified items, it just dumps it down a little bit into here, assigned packages and modified items, right? So peer review, if you're using peer review, you can look and get an idea of the number of peer reviews, number of closed, reviews without comments, reviews with due dates, and with expired due dates, okay? So if you're really making use of this process, this is great to make sure that people are using it, right? So here's the origination repository information and versions from other projects. This is all around parallel development, okay? But it goes right down to the item, the target version, the user, the package it went into, where it came from, the source project, the source version, and the source package. And the same up here up top is all the repositories that were impacted by that particular activity. Again, another example of the types of capabilities you can have with the graphics in BIRT. Here's the version change activity report, spiked right up there in, between January 12th and January 14th. Just giving you an idea of, what's coming through and how much activity you've got going on in terms of changes. So you can write your own SQL to put into the custom dashboard report, or we've given you a document, a PDF, on a collection of custom reports that we went out to the community and asked people, okay, what's relevant, what do you believe is important, and we try to take all that data and put that into some canned reports. So I'm just going to cut and paste SQL from that and show you how we can actually build out a couple of those reports. So here's the UI. When you go up and click the little icon up here for the report viewer, and a report configurator, I should say, you're going to add the report. And then here you have to pick, okay, what's the scope of the report? Is it over the entire broker? Is it just a project, a state, a package? And you'll see in our document that the reports are detailed by what scope, okay? So you'll know right off the bat when you bring in some of that SQL, you've got to pick a particular scope and it'll tell you what it is. But you would know that if you're just writing your own SQL, you just have to keep that in mind. Well, what would the scope of this particular report be? What context, if you will, in Harvest? Then you can pick the type of display you want to use, and then you can either write your SQL or cut and paste it into the window below here. So here's some of the existing reports that are there today. Go to the next page. So scope, we'll talk a little more detail about what they're asking for here in the GUI in the previous slide. So it can be of a broker, a project, a state, and a package level, okay? title it relevant to what the report is, certainly. If you have more than one broker, you can choose what broker you want to save that to, and you can actually display the SQL results, okay, in a pie chart, table. You know, that's your report, right? Here we go. So you can create your SQL, you can import it. I'm just going to cut and paste it myself. And then you can test it before you actually run the report. So at least you know you're connecting to a valid data source and the SQL doesn't have syntactical issues. So from there, you can pick your context. In this case, they're going to the project level. They're looking at reports, custom reports, and there's demo to support teams, right? So like we said before, as far as the access goes and the permissions, it carries through whatever your project access is, state, and so on. So, you know, SCM user who is capable to create a custom report at the state and package level because his access is at the project level, right? So, excuse me, that person has project level access, hence they inherit, you know, the state and package level access. And then for the CM administrator, they can create that custom report at that broker and project level. So just a sample dashboard report in tabular format. This is just a package count by state, okay? There's a similar report, but in a bar chart format here. And here's the, again, same report, but in a pie chart format. So you can get these different formats that we've provided and put right into the system. Now, if you had the BIRT designer itself, you can get, you know, very creative with how you want to design these reports. So broker dashboard reports, okay, they're admins only, admin privileges only, and they're launched from that context of the broker, okay? Total number of projects, active users. You know, you can read down through this and see exactly all the reports that are available at that level. These are the out-of-the-box reports. Now, again, you could make custom dashboard reports there as well. So here's a broker report looking at, I believe it's logins, success or failure for a particular, for all the active users in here. And it's just saying, you know, there's client host name, username, and so on. Again, broker dashboard, sample reports, total items and item paths, okay? And this is at that broker level. And also, this one's split into both bar chart and pie chart. So now a little bit on the export utility. We can export to PDF, to MS Word, PowerPoint, to get these reports and distribute them out to, you know, other team members possibly. That's a little icon all the way over here on the right. So a little bit on troubleshooting. Okay, dashboard reports, and I have had this issue before. They can pick up quite a bit of memory. So you can go into this VM arguments and XMX parameters in the Workbench arguments file and set that, essentially raising the memory in here. And certainly if you're using Eclipse, the plugin, you've got to make sure that you've got the dependencies matched right for the BIRT reporting. And that's in our out on support.ca.com. Exactly for which version of BIRT you're on what dependencies you've got to make sure you have to do the reporting from the Eclipse interface. So any questions at this point before I jump to the live system? And,
I don't see any questions.
I don't know if everybody's mute. If you want to take them off mute, that would be fine. Fine with me. So for right now, what I need to do, Len, is have you, or if I've got control, I can do it.
Yeah, you can do it yourself. You're good.
Okay, good. I'm just going to share out my VMware application. Okay, Len, can you see that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So, log in here. Oops, I don't know what that's all about. I'll keep going here. Okay, so this is the Harvest product, the Harvest Workbench. This is where I'm going to be staying in today. And so let's take a look at some of these out-of-the-box reports that we've been referring to, and then we'll take a look at some of the custom reporting. So I can go right, because I am the administrator, I can go right at the top level here, go to Reports, and Broker Dashboard. So here you can pick the context that you want to see. Inactive, active project, I've checked them all here. The period's wide open. Let's see, for the last, 60 days, see what that does. Take a second to generate this. Here it comes. You can hear my fan kicking up on the CPU here. Okay, so like I said, mine's not quite as dynamic as the reports we showed in the presentation. I really don't have any inactive. I got 2 active projects, no inactives, and 2 active users, no inactives, right? But here it gave me the pie chart in this format down below, and then these 2 pie charts up above, okay? As well as the bar chart to the left, total versions and its size, and total items and item paths, okay? The number of users and user groups, and the failed login summaries. I don't have any failed logins, so, but these are the different user groups that I've got deployed across my instance of Harvest. Okay. So moving right along, let me go to my CRM application here. Let's take a look at these reports. The project dashboard. So origination, repository information, and versions from other projects. I really don't have any parallel development set up here, so I'm going to leave that unselected. Let's just go to the development state, take a look at that. And again, I'll try to capture a little more data here. So package distribution, item version distribution, user modified, peer review. Might have a couple of those in there. Let's see. Okay. There's my distribution of packages by state, all right, in a bar chart format. Here's my items and versions by state. So we've got total number of versions in development, total items in development, and modified and added items. Okay, so it looks like my modified and added items have been promoted all the way through to the release stage, release view, if you will. User modified items, total assigned packages, and this is all Harvest. That's the only user I'm really using for this. And total modified items. I've been picking on one particular Java program here. Peer reviews. Well, I do have a couple of those. I mean, well, one review. It's closed, and then you can see the options, for reviews without comments and so on, which is 0. And version change activity in this time frame is 0. I haven't done anything in the last few days. So, okay, so that's the that's project level. Let's see what we can come up with at the state level here. So here we've got custom reports, okay? And so I can go in here and look at this one called package stuff. And I'll show you, kind of back into this a little bit here. What this is showing me is all the packages in my dev state, creation time, environment name, okay, package name, all right? So that was done. Show you what we did here to get that guy. Okay. Reset my views again. It's a little painful sometimes. All right. So if I go here, there's my custom dashboard reports, right? There's my icon to create those. You can see package stuff is right here, and the scope of that, if I edit that, the scope is by the state, the title is package stuff, and there's the SQL I pasted in. Now I'll show you where I got that from. See, there we go. This is a document that was put together. This is actually for 12.5, so it's been out there for a little while. And here's all the different reports that we've collated into this document. I think this was really towards the end here. Creation approvals, package activities. That one was not so great. You look at this one, and that was not the one. But to give you an example, so if I wanted to go in here and say, all right, I want to see this package activities audit. This report lists the activities for the package for creation, approval, promotion, tax, and by whom, right? The scope is at the project level. So just make it nice and easy. I can go in here, copy it, go up here, and I'll cancel out of this. I'll add a new report. The scope is project. Call this audit package. There's the broker that I'm going to save it to. I'm just going to put it in a table in this case, and I'll paste this right in here. I could go out and test it. Let's just see what it looks like. I'm pretty sure that's going to work fine. Okay, so that's audit package. And that should be probably at the package level here. I can get it like this. I'm not seeing that guy. Let's see. Okay, it's making a liar out of me here. Hold on. My package stuff guy we just looked at. All right. Well, I'll try a different one here. Hold on. Maybe that'll come in a second. If we go back and look at another one that we've done here, okay, that's at the project scope. That's probably why I'm not seeing that. So UDPs is another one we'll take a look at. That lists all the UDPs across the environment. So come up here. Okay, so there it is, and that makes sense because you want to see the packages across the whole project if you're going to audit your packages, right? So like I say, it's important to keep the scope in mind. I didn't like something in here that I did, so maybe I need to pick a better report. Yeah, that's my package stuff guy. Got these boys. All right. Let's pick a different one. Let's see. And so I probably should have tested my SQL. But, don't have any reserved items. Okay, this would be a good one. Package count per assignee. And then we'll take a look at the UDP report, which I thought was pretty powerful. Okay, so let's add this guy. Again, I want to know what my scope is. Scope is at the project level. Project, and give it a name. Sign report. And again, I'll paste this in here. Okay. And we'll try that. That seems a little better. Okay, so I've got package count 34, and this is who it's assigned to, is to Harvest. That's kind of a, you know, if I had, like I said, if I had more dynamic data in here, more users and stuff, it would look a little different, obviously. So let's take a look at this UDP's report. This is very valuable to admins, and again, where your UDPs are, what state they're in, what environment they're in, what the name is, you know, what the path is to it. You can see here, for this one, build and deploy to development servers, that UDP, it's a standalone, right? Server side, and it goes out to launch this hrefresh build-dev.bat. And here's hrefresh itself, linked to promote to test, Vegas promote. So a lot of this is linked into ALC. That's why you're seeing these two processes in here. And it's showing the actual code that it's calling to execute those UDPs. So I think this is an excellent report for the admin. And because it is run at that level, you have to be an admin to do it. Now, I could take this report and export that into PDF. And let's see, I can give it a home out here. Put it right where I'm putting all my other stuff. And installs, BIRT design, save it right there. Let's see, let's call this UDP. All right. All right, and then if I go over here, I can bring up my UDP's report. And it looks a little better that way even. So deploy all the projects in here, okay? There's the financials, afterpay, deploy, release model, okay? So this is everything, even though it may not be an active, inactive project, it may just be a template. it's still going to show you all the UDPs that are attached to it. Okay. Okay, so at this point, I'm really, ready to move forward and open it up for questions. Not sure who might have a question that's on the line, but why don't we do that and see if we get some dialogue going.
Sure, Milt. It doesn't look like there's any questions right now. I just unmuted everyone who's on, but I don't see any questions in the chat or in the Q&A box.
Okay.
If you have anything else to cover, feel free, and I can interrupt you if a question comes in, or I guess we can wait a minute or two and see if any questions pop up if you're done.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm pretty much done. I mean, I can do more custom reports if someone wants to see that. We found one that didn't work so well, so I had to, go to another one. But, yeah, I just really like the feature. It's very easy to use, very easy to get custom reports out there with your own SQL, right? And it doesn't have to necessarily be, it can be a data source. I mean, obviously, if we're in the Harvest context, it's got to be a Harvest database, but there is the opportunity here to bring in other data sources if you had the BIRT designer itself. So there's definitely some room for expansion here in terms of reporting capabilities. So
okay, we actually
really for focused Harvest reporting. And
yeah, well. Yeah, Milt, we actually do have a couple questions that just came in via the Q&A.
Okay.
Milt, can you export to Excel? That's the first question.
I did not, no. At this point, we can take that as an action item, but it's PDF, Word. I believe that's it. Let's take a look here. Hold on. Let's see if I did another one of these guys. Here it is. It's right here anyways. Export format, yeah, PowerPoint, Word, and PDF. Now, yeah, should the CBS, capability be there, or Excel capability? I agree. I think that's useful, but it's not there today that I can see anyways.
Okay. Thank you, sir. And then the other question is, can you show us how to test the SQL?
Yeah, sure. So let's go ahead and do that. So if I look at my UDP's report here, so here's testing SQL. Hold on. I want to test this SQL. Let's see what it tests out here. Okay, so for the broker, that's it. We didn't have any issues with that. This is just sample SQL, but it's testing this SQL that's up here. Let me try another one. Make sure we're on the same page here. Package stuff. I don't think I have to paste this in here. It's not what I had done before, so. Yeah. Okay. So in this case, we select the broker, the project, and the state to test it. And it tests successfully. So it's, if you got an error, it'll come back. Let's look at that one that didn't work so well, which I thought was audit package, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Okay, so here we did get a database error. Not sure why that's doing that. It's something it doesn't like about the SQL. So you will get an error back, obviously, if things aren't working right. So does that answer the question? Pretty easy to do. So you just hit the Test SQL button down there.
Yes, thank you, the person said.
Okay.
And that's it for the questions that I'm seeing. So if we don't have any other questions that come in the next minute or so, I guess we can wrap it up. I thank everyone for attending today. I will get this replay posted in the community either today or first thing tomorrow. Milton, thank you so much for your time. We don't have any other questions, so I think we can probably wrap up.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
You too.